This is ABC7 News at 11, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Hello, welcome. I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks so much for joining us. Haley has the night off. Topping our news tonight, a Bradenton sewage pipe ruptures during Hurricane Irma. People who live in a development close by are now forced to live with a horrible stench for days. ABC7's Rick Adams has more from West Bradenton.
Yeah, it's been a rough couple of days for folks who live around here. Not only have they had to deal with Hurricane Irma, they've also had to deal with a raw sewage spill.
The smell was rotten so you can anything. It's like you were standing in the sewer.
That's what James Farr and his neighbors had to deal with the last few days in their Lakeside South development in Bradenton. A 10-inch pipe had burst at 43rd Avenue West on Monday, flooding the area with raw sewage.
It was coming down from over there, the bowling alley, and each time you'd look, there was more coming. And by the time I looked again, this whole thing was full of that stuff.
City officials say that the age of the pipe combined with Hurricane Irma is to blame. Crews were able to put a stop to the spill.
There was some leakage into some yards. We got that cleaned up. The spill is generally contained at this point, but there's obviously going to be, I think, a couple more weeks of cleanup.
The full cleanup of this raw sewage spill can't come soon enough for James Farr and many others.
You could smell it inside your house. It was awful.
And although this is now fully contained, city officials tell us it'll take a few weeks to have this fully repaired. Reporting from Bradenton, I'm Rick Adams, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
All right, Rick, thank you. Sarasota Police Department is collecting donations and supplies for their law enforcement brothers and sisters in the Florida Keys. The area, as you know, has been devastated by the storm, leaving residents and law enforcement without resources needed for relief efforts. Donations are being accepted at the Sarasota Police Department headquarters in downtown Sarasota until 3 trailers are full of emergency supplies. Monetary donations are also being accepted through Sarasota Police Foundation. SPD is partnering with several area restaurants and organizations and businesses, including Marina Jack's, Voigt Brothers Construction, Terry's Plumbing, and Larry and Linda Twill. They are collecting non-perishable food, water, first aid kits, tools, flashlights, generators, and much more that's needed in the Florida Keys. While it's back to business for some people, many others in Manatee County sustained damage to their homes and are still without power. So to help, all Manatee County YMCA branches are free and open to anyone who wants to take a shower, cool off in the air conditioning, charge their phone, or even work out. They'll remain free and open now through September 24th. YMCA branches are located in Bradenton Parish and in Lakewood Ranch. The Lakewood Ranch YMCA is also offering a day camp for children who are out of school and whose parents are working. The camp is $60 for members and non-members. Here's another way to keep your kids busy. The Art and Soul Dance Company is helping parents with child care concerns. The dance studio opened its doors for a 3-day camp yesterday to give kids a safe place to go while school is out during post-Irma recovery. Today was day 2, and more than 30 kids packed into a studio doing everything from learning dance routines to making arts and crafts. The camp was organized by the studio owner's daughter and some friends, and then put the word out on Facebook.
And we thought, we would get a few kids, but not very many. And people just started sharing, commenting, liking, tagging their friends, everything. So it really blew up, and we're really happy that we could, provide all these kids with a place to stay rather than just staying at home or having someone, pay for a babysitter.
Best part of it all, instead of charging parents, they just asked them to donate to Volunteer Florida for post-Irma relief efforts. And as of noon, they say they were already over $700 in donations. Great job by everyone there. Let's get a check on our weather now with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan with some new activity in the tropics.
Bearer of bad news here, but the good news is it's way out there in the Atlantic. We have a newly formed tropical depression. Of course, here's Jose. This is a very active system as well, and this is the one behind it that actually developed into a tropical depression with the first advisory coming right down at 11 o'clock. Jose looks like it's going to miss us. There's a chance it could hit the northeast. We'll talk more about that later. This one has a 70% chance developing, and that's kind of concerning because this is the 5-day kind of outlier where it will be in 5 days, and that heads right toward the northern Leeward Islands. This is the one that just developed into a tropical depression, soon to be Lee, it looks like. It's 35-mile-an-hour winds. It's moving to the west-northwest at 22. and the pressure's at 1,010 millibars. Well, another cone of uncertainty here. We're certain that this is going to be a very active hurricane season. We're already above average, and here we are we have over 2.5 months to go, or about 2.5 months to go before the official end. It appears that it will become lee before long and then run into some cooler water and some shear here at the end. You see a Tuesday's forecast calling for it to be a little bit sheared apart. Still a tropical storm, however. We'll let you know about Jose as well. We'll take a look at that track. Here it is right now, in fact. It's going to be moving off toward the northwest and then eventually to the north. There's a little concern it's getting close on the outer edges of this cone of uncertainty by Tuesday of next week. So again, very active hurricane season, and we had a little bit more action on the radar too this evening. Unfortunately, it rained in places where you don't want it to rain, right there in DeSoto County, also near Hardy County. The heavy rain now well east of those counties into Highlands near Sebring and also near Plains and pushing off toward the northeast. But rainfall amounts were rather impressive near Arcadia, over 2 inches of rainfall there this evening. Northport, nearly 2 inches of rain. Inglewood, about 1 inch. Lakewood Ranch had some showers around earlier, or at least close by. And at the airport, we had up to 0.3 of an inch of rainfall there. Well, much more in our forecast coming up in a few minutes. Scott?
Okay, Bob, thank you. All Sarasota County traffic lights are working again. All traffic signals reportedly back up and running. The county tweeting earlier this evening, thanking FPL and county teams for their hard work to get that done. And power, though, is still a major issue for many people on the Suncoast. Some have gotten their power back. Many others are still suffering without it. Florida Power and Light says in total, 4.4 million customers were impacted by the storm. Power has already been restored to 3.2 million customers, and FPL expects power to be completely restored for the west coast of the state by next Friday, September 22nd, still a week away. But here's what the numbers look like tonight. In Sarasota County, we're seeing some progress. More than 66,000 customers still waiting for the lights to come on again, but that is down from earlier today. And then more than 36,000 customers are without power in Manatee County. FPL CEO stopping in Sarasota today to talk about the progress that's been made.
We still have a ways to go. I ask people to be patient. We've got 21,500 folks out there. You can see some of the people behind me working all the logistics to keep this army moving, and we're not going to stop until the job's done.
He says 70% of their customers have had power restored, and they are working day and night to restore the rest. President Trump visiting Southwest Florida today, days after Hurricane Irma ravaged the state. So many still without power, water, basic services. And at that nursing home in Hollywood where 8 people died, other residents suffering in the heat. We're learning more things about how things deteriorated there so quickly. Molly Hunter has more from Bonita Springs.
Nurse Judy Frum is being hailed as a hero. Her quick thinking leading to the evacuation of this Hollywood nursing home. It all started at 3 a.m. on Wednesday morning. The first patient brought into Memorial Regional Hospital. An hour later, another patient. And an hour later, a third emergency call from the same nursing home across the road.
I, along with another colleague, decided that we needed to take a walk over to see if we could offer our assistance.
What did you exactly see?
We saw a bunch of staff, and they were extraordinarily stressed and panicked.
Frum tells ABC's Tom Yamas the staff at the nursing home was panicked, doing everything humanly possible.
I felt it was an extreme situation that we had to get people out.
Another nursing home evacuated Thursday. The oppressive heat dangerous without air conditioning, especially for the elderly. More than 2 million people still without power across the state, and emergency crews still working around the clock to get Florida back up and running. President Trump and First Lady Melania making a quick 3-hour trip down to Florida.
We are there for you 100%.
On the ground, thanking the first responders.
Thank you, Mr. It's been an honor to be here. It's been an honor to be in front of you.
And relief workers.
Hello, everybody. Come on, let's go. Who wants a banana?
And touring damage from the air of some of the hardest hit areas, heading south along the Gulf Coast to meet with residents and victims.
And President Trump came here to Naples. 96% of this county lost power, and there is still a lot of downed trees, down power lines, and there's still a curfew. Everyone off the road by 9 p.m. Molly Hunter, ABC News, Naples, Florida.
Well, straight ahead, Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back with the first alert forecast. Let us know what we can expect this weekend. Plus, Governor Scott honoring 2 fallen officers, why he's ordering flags to fly at half-staff this weekend. And the conflicting reports regarding President Trump, DACA, and the wall. We'll have more right after this.
It's going to be a little bit time consuming and probably a bit tedious, but worlds better than it could have been.
We can rebuild. There's no problem about that. You know, you can put a new roof on a mobile home, you know, or new windows in there. But as long as you have your life, you know, that's all that matters.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
If you're thinking about replacing your windows, what matters most to you? We found what matters is high performance. Our customers want energy-efficient windows built for Florida weather. Windows that can stand everything from scorching sun to hurricanes. Our customers want windows that reflect their life, their lifestyle. Windows that will last a lifetime. We listen to our customers, and as a result, we're growing. So if you're looking to replace your windows, stop here at New South Window.
Buy more, save more. Volume discounts on 4 or more windows.
I heard about the Detoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Detoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was. I can tell you that you will not find a finer, more professional team of clinicians anywhere in the world.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blog, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
Bob, the weekend's almost here. A lot of people are looking forward to just some normal weather.
Absolutely, normal weather, and there'll probably still be cleanup, obviously, but it gives us a break too. You know, we've been tracking these storms, and unfortunately, this is an active season already, and we still have 2 months to go. More than 2 months. We've already had 11 named storms, 6 hurricanes, and 4 major hurricanes. That's what's incredible. 4 major hurricanes, and I wouldn't be surprised to see a couple more majors out there. You can see the next name up is Lee, and then Maria, followed by Nate and Ophelia. Well, Lee's not too far off, as we showed you earlier in the newscast. We'll talk more about that in a minute, but you got to look at the bright side. The rainbow, Erica Jackson snapping this up in Braden, at least partial rainbow. Appreciate that, Erica. And the tower cam getting that rainbow as well. Another one from a different perspective. In Lakewood Ranch, you'll see it just briefly on the right side under the web there. And I'll tell you what, we are looking at some nice weather tomorrow. We'll see a chance for a little bit more coverage of storms scattered about. Boy, big action tonight into the central part of the state and along the east coast, and it looks as though still some light rain lingering here. This line, by the way, was really intense about 5 hours ago, but that has since weakened, and you can see that heavy rainfall now into looks like Highlands County pushing off toward the east. No threat of any heavy rain here tonight. A few sprinkles are not out of the question, though, and that rain continues to push off to the northeast with it being rather heavy. Well, the dry air is still around, but it's eroding away. You can see that quite clearly on the loop here, and this upper level low continues to spin off to the northeast right now. So no threat of this developing into anything at all here along the Sun Coast. We have quite a bit of clouds there, but not a lot going on with it. Currently, we have 80 degrees and just a few clouds around. The pressure's come up slightly now at 30.01 inches. That's a good sign. Winds are out of the east-southeast at 7. and the heat index at 86. I know that's tough to take when you got no air, but 88 degrees now. That was the high today. 89 is our normal. 74 right at it this morning. And we did get 0.72 of an inch of rainfall at the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport. It is really pushing our monthly total up, and obviously our yearly total at 58.12 inches. Forecast tomorrow does call for a few showers, a few scattered storms. Looks like mainly later in the afternoon and evening. I think a little bit more coverage too, and we don't need the rain, especially near those rivers and streams. This is the satellite imagery that's showing a very active period right now across the Atlantic. We have soon to be Hurricane Jose. And that's going to go back into hurricane status. And then two systems. This one has already become now a tropical depression. This one will become a tropical depression, if not storm, in the next 5 days. It has a 70% chance of moving to the northwest, unfortunately, toward the northern Leeward Islands or somewhere around there. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. Tropical depression 14. This will become Lee, it looks like, moving to the west-northwest at 12 or 22. The pressure's at 1010. And forecast cone of uncertainty does do a little bend at the end, which may be good, but it could still be down there, as we've learned with Irma. So if it's down there a little bit further, it'll stay on a more westerly course in time. Well, the satellite imagery of Jose continues to show a lot of shearing going on, but it's still holding firm, which is pretty surprising with the amount of shear that's taking place throughout that region. The tropical storm Jose at 70 miles an hour. We'll see it eventually develop into a hurricane again, and then it looks like for certain will pass between the United States and Bermuda. But then after that, there's some question. It could be on the left side. The UK Met has it further off to the left, and while the other models are more reliable into the middle there of the cone. Well, temperatures around the U.S., 71 in Boston now, 72 in Toronto, 71 in St. Louis, 85 in Dallas, and 66 in Albuquerque, 53 in Minot, and 71 in Atlanta. For boaters, it looks to be pretty good once again. A light chop out there. Winds will be out of the east, switching around to the north-northwest at 10 knots, and we'll have just a light chop. The water temperature at 86 degrees, and the UV index will be at a 10 tomorrow, so good beach day. And good day again for outdoor activities such as cleaning up. I know a lot of people are done with that. Low tide at 2:31 in the morning. The high tide will be at 8:21. And another low tide at 5:04. Sunrise will be at 7:16. The forecast tonight, partly cloudy. Still a 20% chance for an isolated shower or two. 77 for a low. And then for tomorrow, expect a better chance for those scattered afternoon and evening storms at 50%. We'll drop it off to 30% on Saturday. And then all next week, kids go back to school. And that will be pretty nice. We'll have temperatures in the low 70s on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday for the wake up. So that'll be pretty nice. Scott?
It will. Thank you, Bob. Organizers of the upcoming World Rowing Championships at Nathan Benderson Park are getting back on track now that Hurricane Irma has passed. The grandstands are going up, all the activity there. The event is partnering with several organizations in the area. Their goal is to celebrate cancer survivors and raise donations for breast cancer research.
I think the important part is that, like everybody's talked about, this is going to be a really huge event. This is worldwide, so to be able to capture that audience to fight against breast cancer, I think is going to be a really big deal. We have a lot of spectators coming, so I think it'll be great to provide all that awareness to the charities that we have coming.
Before and during the big event, the championship is hosting several special events dedicated to the fight against breast cancer. On September 22nd, Macy's at University Town Center will hold a fashion show with local youth rowers walking as models. UTC will also light up pink on October 1st as the start of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. For the final hurrah, there will be a Row for the Cure ergathon. On the last day of the competition, stationary rowing machines will be used, so no rowing experience is needed. You'll also be able to go head-to-head with Olympic medalists, pro athletes, and some celebrities, too. The flags of the United States and state of Florida will fly at half-staff this weekend to honor 2 law enforcement officers who were killed in the line of duty during Hurricane Irma preparations. On September 10th, Hardee County Sheriff's Deputy Julie Ann Bridges and Sergeant Joseph Osman of the Florida Department of Corrections were killed in a traffic crash. They were working to help prepare their communities for the approaching storm. In honor of the two, Florida Governor Rick Scott has ordered flags to be lowered to half-staff from sunrise to sunset on Saturday. There are conflicting reports this evening regarding President Trump, DACA, and the wall. The reports follow a bipartisan dinner at the White House last night between the President, Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, and House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi. The Democrats said both sides agreed to protect the Dreamers in exchange for beefing up border security, which did not include money for a wall. But this morning, President Trump confirmed and then contradicted the lawmakers.
We'll only do it if we get extreme security, if we get not only surveillance, but everything that goes along with surveillance. And ultimately, we have to have the wall. If we don't have the wall, we're doing nothing.
Democrats and the president also disagreed about whether there would be a path to citizenship for the Dreamers. Democrats said yes and the president no. North Korea has fired an unidentified medium-range ballistic missile from Pyongyang area. South Korea said the missile flew over Japan and toward the North Pacific Ocean. The launch comes just hours after North Korea responded to the United Nations Security Council's unanimous approval of additional sanctions against the country by threatening to sink Japan and reduce the U.S. mainland into ash and darkness. After back-to-back major hurricanes, the American Red Cross has received a huge outpouring of financial support. The combined donations to the Red Cross for Hurricanes Harvey and Irma have topped $300 million. Even as that money pours in, there are critics who say donors are asking them to direct their gifts elsewhere. Some of that criticism is a result of the aftermath of other major disasters. After the 2001 terror attacks, the Red Cross irked many donors by earmarking some of the 9/11 gifts for unrelated purposes. Sports is next, but first, here's Jimmy Kimmel.
Here is a sample of tonight's show, absolutely free.
Deborah Ann is addicted to these crab cakes.
Oh, good.
Yum Studies gives me more. Give it all to me.
When you want to get away from it all, to a place where you can do everything, or nothing at all, surrounded by natural beauty and all the modern amenities you might desire, then you'll want to be here at the Wanna Be Inn on the beautiful shores of Manasota Key, Florida. To plan your escape, log on to wannabein.com.
It's Lincoln's summer sales event here at Alex Karras Lincoln. Drive a brand new 2017 Lincoln MKC Sport Utility for $269 per month, or a 2017 MKZ for $299 per month. We have a great selection of certified pre-owned Lincolns. These vehicles have warranties up to 100,000 miles and come with complimentary roadside assistance. Alex Karras Lincoln, affordable luxury, winner of the prestigious 2015 President's Award, serving Florida's Sun Coast since 1978. We're located 2 miles north of the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport on US 41. Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help with Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sunny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
This is important news for women who were administered chemotherapy intravenously for breast cancer and then suffered permanent hair loss. The chemotherapy drug Taxotere has been linked to permanent alopecia or permanent hair loss. Some women administered the breast cancer chemotherapy drug Taxotere have suffered from permanent hair loss on scalp, eyebrows, and eyelashes. The FDA has urged doctors and the manufacturer to warn women administered Taxotere of the risk of permanent hair loss. If you or a loved one were administered chemotherapy intravenously for breast cancer and suffered permanent hair loss, you may have a right to a cash award and medical expenses. If you suffered permanent hair loss after chemotherapy for breast cancer, call the law offices of Davis & Crump at the number below right now to find out if you are eligible for a cash award and medical expenses. Call the law offices of Davis & Crump right now. Our first consultation is free, and we don't get paid unless you get paid. Call now. Operators are standing by.
Hi, I'm Chef Bob. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday morning on ABC7, where we'll be serving up the most awesome dishes. Then stop by your neighborhood Publix, pick up the recipe card and all the ingredients.
Now, sports.
College football returns to the state of Florida this weekend. Most of our teams had to cancel their games because of Hurricane Irma, but they'll try to give everyone a much-needed distraction this Saturday. The Florida Gators will take on SEC rival Tennessee at the Swamp. The Gators losing their opener against Michigan 2 weeks ago. The hurricane then hit Florida, impacting the families of so many of the Gators players. With everyone okay, the Gators are ready to give Florida fans something to cheer about on Saturday.
I think it'd be good for our people, our university, for us to go out and play a game on Saturday. So obviously, you know, one that a lot of people look forward to. And I know it's one that our guys look forward to.
Week 2 of the NFL season beginning tonight in Cincinnati. The Bengals hosting the Houston Texans. Sorry about there's no score there, but it is the Texans leading 13-9 over Cincinnati. It is late in the fourth quarter. Also tonight, the Cleveland Indians won for the 22nd consecutive time, an American League record. They are extending that record. Congratulations to them. Tonight's winning lotto numbers are next.
This is an important medical announcement. Xarelto and Pradaxa have been linked to uncontrollable bleeding and even death. If you've been prescribed one of these drugs and have experienced these dangerous side effects, you may be entitled to substantial compensation. Studies show that Pradaxa can cause more heart attacks than warfarin, and other countries have already issued safety warnings against this drug. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. The call is confidential, there's no cost, and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to Pradaxa victims, and thousands of Xarelto victims are filing their legal cases. Call the Drug Watch hotline if you or a loved one used Xarelto or Pradaxa and experienced uncontrollable bleeding, brain hemorrhage, or even death. You must call now.
Call 800-793-6055. 800-793-6055.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
The following message is brought to you by Mesobook.com.
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options? How will this affect my loved ones? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by medical professionals who have treated mesothelioma.
Call toll-free at 1-800-777-1366 or go to Mesobook.com.
Get breaking news alerts focused on the Suncoast. Download the ABC7 News app.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
The Florida Lottery winning numbers are sponsored by Frontier Fios.
Yoga enthusiasts and goat lovers are coming together for the newest and cutest trend. It's called goat yoga. Here's a look at how some goat yogis have made one small farm in Berryville, Virginia, the ultimate yoga relaxation destination. The yoga enthusiasts say there's something relaxing and therapeutic about doing yoga with goats. After selling out their first class,
Bob.
they realized they had something special going on here. Now, I'm just going to say Linda Carson should never do this.
Right.
She and goats
Was it too
don't
relaxing?
get along.
Yeah, that wasn't
No,
too relaxing.
These look like nice goats, though.
Yeah, they're having a good time.
Yeah.
Crouching Tiger, and what's some of the other ones? I don't know. You're into yoga, Scott?
No.
No, maybe
No.
you will be now with goats. You know? Make some funny noises as you're doing it as well.
Yeah.
We're looking at some nice weather tomorrow, a few showers, a few storms around, but we're not looking at anything too severe at this point.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks so much for being with us. Enjoy the goats.